Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of G&A Podcast. I am a powerful Aztec magic warrior, you
And I am a corrupt dealer, Soberoni.
Welcome back to yet another podcast, another week of anime. Yeah, let's just go into that one episode that you guys just all want to bash so much. Specifically, a character you want to bash so much. So let's start with Tate no Yuusha, episode 4. Oni, take it away.
So obviously Tate no Yuusha, episode 4 is the episode of the week. For me, is it for you, Drew?
Yeah, I guess that.
I think across the board, this was probably the best episode of anything I watched this year. Only because, like, I've never felt so much emotion from something. Like, I had to stop watching the show twice. Like, I had to literally get up and get some water and then come back. And then get up again, get some more water and come back. Because I was livid about halfway through this episode. And, you know, testament to the show. I've never been so mad at one villain before.
First of all, I love how you say it's just one villain. I'm like just the one. Like, well, there's plenty.
The villain and her asshole subordinate.
An asshole father.
And asshole father, yes.
Yeah, so... And the moment I saw Melty whisper in Maruyasu's ear, I was like, oh, she's about to be a bitch.
Oh, man. When they kidnap... First off, when they grab Raphitalia and they're like, oh, just... First, you're not a hero. In the course of your heroic antics, it comes across you to grab a girl and, like pull her aside and kidnap her, you're not a hero. You're not doing the right thing. So when that happened, I lost it the first time. And I just, this whole episode was just an emotional roller coaster of anger, and then but I don't want it to overshadow the ending, which was incredible.
That is right. That's why it's my episode of the week. Yes. Trust me. I, on the other hand, I'm not. I don't want to say I'm a woman hater, but because I'm like, where's all this outrage when there are women characters who are literally getting beaten and raped by plenty of men character, which happens in this huge huge scope of anime that happens on a regular. So it's oh, now it's just a woman being a huge bitch. And don't get me wrong, she's awful. She's up there.
I'd say she's the worst of the worst. At least as far as evoking an emotional response from me. It's really shallow stuff that she's doing. But it just works so well. I think it's because as a viewer, I feel so much I relate so well to Naofumi that it's just I take everything she does personally for some reason.
I mean, maybe I don't relate as much to Naofumi, which is why I'm not so about it, because to me, she's just she's in my mind, she's the female version of Shinji. If you are about to say in some way she's worse, I'm actually going to lose my mind.
She kind of is. Only because...
Wow.
Shinji... Alright, let's put it this way. She's at least as bad as Shinji. She's as bad as Shinji.
Thank you. That's what I said. I'm are you really trying to say... Are you really trying to say...
Here's the thing, and this is going to touch on something later on that actually we're going to bring up right after this, but Shinji's just... I find Shinji comical. He's just stupid, and he's evil for the sake of evil. He's just dumb. He's almost comedically stupid. She's not though. She's
okay. No, she's not as dumb as. See, I think that's what gets me.
Because that's what Shinji gets his comeuppance every once in a while. He does evil shit, but then the very next scene will be him getting shit on by somebody. So it's it evens out. You know, this girl is like the princess, and everyone's wrapped around her finger, and everything goes her way all the way. I don't feel like...
No, but see, I feel like I get more upset. I'm more angry about... Well, I think for her, I'm not as angry, because it's like, once again, she's just a bitch for sake of being a bitch. Like, I can only get so mad about that. Shinji, I feel like he is the same. He's just evil to be evil, but he's also so stupid. It's like, how dare you be so, like, how dare you literally not know what you're doing, and yet you're like horrible enough to like rape your sister? Like, what? Like, how is that okay? Like, no, I'm sorry.
On that note, we're going to talk about stupid characters. So let's talk about the spear hero, Motoyasu.
Oh, he's so fucking stupid.
So I've watched a few people, or I've seen a few people comment on this episode, and they're like, "Oh, you know, Mine's a bitch, and I hate her the most." But I get, like, they have sympathy for Motoyasu, and they're like, "You know what?
Why?
He's just being used. He's stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing." And I feel like that's worse. Like, for me, and this is going to come into play. This is going to come into play much later when we talk about domestic Kanojo. But for me, like, a shitty person, I don't care if you're a shitty... If you're a shitty person, right, and you do shitty things, I don't care if you're doing it because you're stupid. You're still a shitty... In fact, it's worse, because now you're a shitty person and you're a stupid person. So I don't have no sympathy for Motoyasu at all, whatsoever. He's, in my mind, not as bad as Mine, only because Mine is just the fucking Hitler at this point. But he's close. Like, unless he goes around and just stabs Mine through the head or something, I can't see him redeeming himself.
Yeah, I don't hate him as much. I'm just like, you're clearly just being manipulated. Like, maybe it's like for me, it's a combination of being manipulated so and like his false sense of like chivalry is what really pisses me off. That's what pisses me off about him.
It's like the manipulation that it's not like, this isn't Death Note level manipulation or anything. Like, Mine is evil and she's smart, but she's not light. Like, this level of manipulation could be easily seen through.
She's like, I have a pussy, and he's like, my wish is your command. Like, that's literally how it happened.
Props to the bow hero and the other hero, the sword hero, for actually having a brain.
Yes, they were like, hey, the viewers and as well as us also saw some very...
we saw now Fumi just fly across the arena real quick.
Exactly. So yeah, that was... Ugh.
I think the best part of the episode was the last scene, the whole emotional... First off, Raphitalia is now best girl forever for the year. I don't think anyone's gonna be... She's just perfect waifu.
Yeah, it's really hard to argue that. That's why... yeah, when he started like going to the dark side and she like was bringing him back, I was like, oh, see, that's the stuff I love.
Yeah, that was actually a really good emotional scene. And I like the way that they kind of played on it. Like, he had his... Like, all the things that he was experiencing were kind of due to his PTSD and not due to the game or whatever the world that he's in. Like, him not being able to taste things and him seeing Raphitalia as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the way that was played out.
Yeah, this is a good episode. I think this is the beginning when like his image or how people perceive him is slowly gonna start changing from here on.
Yeah, like he'll be softening up, maybe a bit.
Yeah. Also, I love how it's like, oh, we freed him, and she's like, thanks, dumbasses, and I can just go back to him. Oh, that slap was
great. The slap was for that slap scene. Who the fuck asked you to save me?
Yeah, and then fucking Mire was about to slap Raphitalia, and I was like, bitch, I wish you would.
Yes, great episode all around. Makes me happy for the... I actually don't know which direction it's going to take. I guess they're just going to wait for the next wave. But... I don't know, I like it. I like it. I hope Mine dies a horrible death. I hope this whole thing builds up to if she dies in the last episode, like a really, really horrible death, this will be like the best show, 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
first 10 out of 10 show we get.
Bad people don't get deaths like that ever.
It'd be so satisfying, but it has to be like a really, really horrible, messy, violent. Like, I want everything she stands for to crumble before her, as she like. I can't even fathom what death would be satisfying enough.
Episode one of Goblin Slayer.
What if she's isekai'd in the Goblin Slayer?
Into the Goblin Cave.
Right into a Goblin Cave. Perfect. Oh, yes. So yeah, great episode. As usual, I just noticed it's 25 episodes. Yes. Perfect.
Okay, come on, 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Shall we move on?
Yes, we shall.
Let us move on to the runner-up for episode of the week for me.
Yes, same.
Kaguya-sama, episode 4.
This was literally going to be my episode of the week. Until I saw Tate no Yuusha today.
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the fact that Tate no Yuusha's episode was just out of the world, amazing, this would have been... Any other week, this would have been episode of the week. So, yes.
The whole cat ear thing, that enough. It's like enough to just vault into episode of the week.
Like, cat ears was great. I loved how this was, for once, I think this is the first time that he did it, where the whole episode was one continuous story, like, leading up to the French dinner.
Yeah.
So, I kind of liked how they did that. But yeah, the cat ears, opening with the cat ear scene was just perfect. Perfect way to open the episode.
That was, and if you didn't think it was more like this is literally like it went the opposite direction of like the last episode. The last episode for me personally, I was like it was okay because for me it started off really high and then it kind of just like petered off. And this was like we're gonna start high and we're actually just going to get better somehow.
Kaguya's face at one point where they're like staring at each other while trying to take the photo, and she just looks like the fucking chick from The Ring or something. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
He looks like he's about to like kill her.
The chick is like, how about we smile? No.
And then Fujiwara is just like, you guys are creeping me out. Let's just take away these cat ears.
Even the transition after that scene where they have Chika put on the cat ears and then she turns around and it's like a cat demon was great.
Yeah, that was also great. Also the next section when they start like the banned word game, why did they CGI her face? Did you notice that they CGI'd her face when she brought it up?
Who?
She was like, "That's why the
Chika."
Fujiwara.
Yeah.
Yeah, they CGI her face. They're like, let's, and then she winks. I'm like, why did it just turn to Love Live for like a 0.5 seconds?
They had the budget from the last episode, all right? It's spilling over now. But, you know, the banned word game was, I died.
So where Fujiwara just starts rapping.
I died at the rapping scene. I died at the rapping scene, and then I died again with the fake out on Kaguya.
like if this made Fujiwara so...
Oh, she's my favorite character. She's my favorite character. Absolutely.
This was actually so incredible. Like, there's multiple... Like, there's so many plot twists in just one section. Yeah. So many plot twists.
I'm convinced she's secretly a genius. There's no way she's not, like, a genius actress or something, because... She played everyone, and she always ends up on top somehow. So I feel like she's undercover genius.
And then she actually played herself, which is the best part. Which is the best part of it all.
I just want to go back. I watched that scene like at least 3 times. I'm like, her rapping needs to be put over her dancing, and then it'd be the perfect combination of things.
I love how she literally went through the whole entire, sad story where it's like the perfect lie. And this is scary. This is scary because the way she lies is the way I lie. Mm-hmm. So it's like really terrifying to see it done in an anime where it's like the best way to lie. Not I'm saying that you guys should take any notes.
Take notes,
but it's literally put some part of the truth in it. You put some part of the truth in it and just twist it so that you yourself can believe the lie. then you can make anyone believe it.
Including Kaguya.
Including Kaguya.
Oh, just seeing her get so angry, like her face just gets really pissed, while Fujiwara is just there, like, rapping.
Oh god, that was so dirty of Fujiwara. And then Yurigani just like, time to get serious. And then I was like, oh god, she wrote the same words twice. What a goddess. What a goddess.
She's just perfect. She really does. Like, and I love all the characters in this show. She's just the best among gods.
Yes. Essentially.
And then it somehow managed to get even better with I have another new favorite character with the Kaguya's maid.
Yep. I forgot that was a part, and I just remember there's so many like little sections to this.
This was like, it was a really small section, but it was just hilarious.
It was a very strong one.
Hilarious.
This is really good. I love when Kaguya's like, "Oh, I love my friend," and then she's putting his message, and she just throws her phone.
It's all those little things that make the show great. Like, she just like clicks her teeth and throws the phone. I love Fujiwara.
Then Fujiwara gets Mr. Fujiwara and throws the phone. Then Maid catches it. I'm like, yikes.
Oh, the maid. First off, the father picking up the phone.
Oh my god, that was so terrifying.
Kaguya's like, I want to speak to Shirogane. You're like, this is Shirogane.
It's like, oh god, like it's like the perfect awkward call.
It's so relatable too.
It really is. It doesn't remember. It so much reminds me of being a teenager, like being afraid to call, like before we had cell phones.
Yeah. Call your boyfriend or girlfriend's house, and like, I hope their parents don't pick up. And
it is their parents. You're just like, ugh. And then I love how like the siblings are like, oh my god, is that girl's calling for him? Oh my god.
When he's in the bath, and then
he's in the bathtub. But like, I'm calling. I'm taking a bath right now.
The maid just like, he's naked.
Yeah,
he's exposed right now, Kaguya.
Go for it. Like, yes, maid.
I need more of her just like pushing Kaguya. I want her to show up in the school and just start trolling the shit out of Kaguya.
Yes, that would be great. And then I love how they say it was like Kaguya's victory, and it definitely wasn't. I love how she literally just like, what happens? Something happens, and then she just runs to the bed and just like, because she's so embarrassed. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because she asked about no, they talked about it, and she hung up prematurely.
Yeah, she hung up before he said something,
and then he was like, oh no, I hung up on him by accident, and then she just runs and starts she just runs and puts her head face in the pillow. I'm like, oh, that is so relatable.
Yeah.
Oh. I felt that one in my soul.
Oh, that was so good. And then, of course, the final scene, the whole French... It was also a really short scene, but it was that was the one, as much as everything else has been relatable, that scene just took it so over the top. with Shirogane just being like, the girls cursing him out, and he's like, oui.
And then they're like, you just hear her aura get stronger. And he just has that stupid expression on his face. Luckily, he's not so stupid. He knows he's getting cussed out. Mm-hmm. But he's just like, I can't
respond to this.
So I can just say yes and not get mad about it.
And then what was the other guy, like a vice principal or something?
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, the headmaster is just break him. I need someone to test him.
He's just freaking out in the corner, oh, Shirogane! Just suddenly just turned into fucking, a shonen anime or something.
Yeah, right. And then Kaguya comes out of nowhere. She just starts cussing. I need someone French to, just... are they really going in? Is it really just being nasty? I need to know.
I want to know, I want to know if it's French that they're speaking, or, real French, or just, gibberishy French, where it's just, they're trying to bypass the censor, and they're just going...
Yeah, exactly. It's like they do with, some anime used to do with English. They don't do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
Shout out to Love Live, the first movie.
Did they do that?
No, and like when they went to New York, like they had people who were just like, "Oh, we're speaking English. What's up, guys?" I'm like, "Whoa, this isn't broken at all. They even have black people. Come on, Love Live."
Sounds like a good potential for a doujinshi.
What?
You know what it reminded me of? The whole. First off, the other scene, before I mentioned that, when they were introducing the French girl that was going to curse out Shirogane, and she just has like a razor in her tongue.
Like in her tongue? I'm just like,
okay. It's kind of dangerous.
Don't swallow that. You could die. Like...
But no, that whole scene reminded me of, I instantly had a flashback, and it probably made it 10 times funnier, of the Setokai Yakuindomo scene with Suzu. With the English.
Oh, yes!
Fuck you, motherfucker!
That scene is iconic.
Oh, yes. That is one of the best scenes of all time.
Oh, God. Like, there's a time where I could almost quote, like, timestamp that, like, scene.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that scene countless times. It was just...
Yeah. Wait, but do you... Quick question, if you love it so much, what episode is it?
I don't know. I just searched the scene up on YouTube.
I understand.
I gotta go back and rewatch Setokai.
It's season 1, episode 3.
Really? Only episode 3? Shit. It was strong off the bat.
There's also the episode where I'm like trying not to say kaicho, but the president of the student council, where she gets humped by a deer.
You know, guys, if you haven't seen Setokai Yakuindomo, you gotta watch it. It's just another really underrated show that is just fucking hilarious.
Absolutely.
And I think if you like Kaguya-sama, you'd probably like that type of comedy too.
Absolutely. I mean, well,
it's not the same thing.
Sometimes are like a billion times more crass.
Yeah, this is less class.
It is crass. Yeah, definitely not as class, like at all. Oh, also, shout out to Kaguya cursing out girls so hard that the glass shattered.
The glass broke.
The glass breaks. I'm like, what the fuck?
Also, casual Fujiwara just has to show up and be perfect in French too.
Oh yeah, she's like,
I speak several languages because my mom's a diplomat.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm the only one here who doesn't speak French. Fuck. Oh, also the very last part where he's like, "Thank you for defending me. That was nice of you.
Mm-hmm.
That was sweet. That was sweet." Yeah.
There's always those little sweet moments. Like the thing I love about this show is it does have like it's comedy 90% of the time, and then it just still has those really cute, sweet, romantic-y moments that make you really like the characters.
Yeah. Good episode.
Very good. Very, very good. Let's talk about something that is nowhere near the level of class of Kaguya-sama. Kakegurui episode 4, season 2.
Yes. Mary, my new favorite character.
Oh, yeah.
No. Not my new favorite character. She was very solidified like a few episodes ago. But like, Mary just was like I said before. I knew slowly but surely she was becoming that bitch. Mm-hmm. And last week I was like, "Oop, I'm time to stand for Mary." And this week she came through because she's that bitch.
I still love Yumiko the most, but yeah, Mary's just right there with me. Like, I love that I still can't tell what the trick is in these games. Like, after watching Kakegurui so much and seeing there's always a trick, like, I know there's always a trick, but I can never tell what it is, and it's always something off the wall. Like, I would have never been like, oh yeah, the way they're shuffling it is a specific way.
That was so awesome. And you know, that wasn't even like cheating. Mm-hmm. She just like, I just happened to shuffle in this order. Like, the first person who figures it out can take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. And Mary automatically saw it, and she's like, hey, show me your cards. And so she basically was able to command, like, she just, by knowing what was in Suzui's hand,
mm-hmm.
She knew what was in everyone's hand.
Yeah. I love how savage she is. Like, she's cool and collected until she needs to be savage. Then she's just fucking savage. Like she.
Yeah, I feel like she's like everyone else in this high school, but she's like actually just sane.
like she doesn't have any kind of crazy hang up about gambling. Like she's not like Yumiko's crazy in the sense that she's literally just crazy and wants to gamble all the time. Mary's crazy in the sense that she just like goes in on people, like realistically, just like fuck you, I hate you for doing this. I'm gonna go in on you right now.
Oh, and man, did it happen? She's like, you like when I love how Mary's like, I already won, like you're a fucking loser. And then when she was like, oh, if only you had it. I had to watch that scene like 2 more times to realize the implications that was happening. And it was like remember when like the younger twin was like, oh, if only I had a 2. And then the other girl's like, and then I'm like, she doesn't have a 2. And I'm like, neither of them have 2s. And then I'm like, and Mary knows that neither of them have 2s. And I'm like, she's counting the cards somehow. And I'm like, how is she doing that?
It was so beautiful.
And then and then Mary just rubs it in everyone's face, and then she's like, ugh, fucking idiots, like, you losers, God. And then finally, I remember her name, Runa. That's her name.
Yep, Runa.
Runa specific shuffle. And then Miu just turning on Miru was that was also great.
Like, just stab yourself. You lose and stab yourself.
Hurry up and lose. And then when she passes out, they're like, oh, well, the game's already happening. So when she got poisoned, so whatever. And she just stabs her, like, Mio takes Miru's finger and just stabs it again. She's like, whatever, we lose this time.
That kind of sucks. But, yeah, no, it's just so... It's so good. I actually thought that, what's her name, when they were in the end of the episode, when they were in the hospital, or I guess in the nurse's office with Yumiko, I was just wondering the whole time, like, what the fuck? So is the other student council woman just dead? Did she just die? The one that lost beforehand? Like, because they didn't give her an antidote, did they?
Not to my knowledge.
Alright, well, I'm just going to assume she's dead.
I wouldn't even mourn it. I wouldn't even think twice about her. I'd be like, who? You mean the fox-looking girl? Sure.
Yep, she's dead. Well, whatever. She dead. I'm still more curious about Rei now, since she has like all this knowledge of how to administer antidotes and shit. Ugh,
I don't know. She's cool. She's cool. Like I said, she's like the Sailor Uranus of Kakegurui. All the girls love her.
I liked Mary getting all shy when Suzui was praising her and everything too. That was really cool.
that was cute. I also really like Mio. Like, I love how like she turned up being like, she seemed at first nicer than Miru. Miru was like a super bitch from the beginning, but then like as it went on, Mio was just like, I'm actually fuck everything. Yeah. Get poisoned. She literally said she's going to kill Mary.
And you know what? I wanted to say, like, that I would prefer was Mary and Yumiko and like get rid of Suzui, but he's kind of likable too. Like, I like the whole main cast. I don't feel like any of them. I feel like he's the short straw in that lineup, but he still pulls his weight. So
yeah, I would say though he's not like useless.
He's not useless. He's cool. He's
as you said, he was the reason why Mary was able to confirm the shuffle, because he trusted her, and he said no to the Suzui. He said no to Suzui. He said no to the twins. Well, not twins. They're not even sisters. I'm trying to think twins.
They're just sisters, like related, like cousins.
Yeah, they're cousins. Yeah. So yeah, he didn't believe the cousins because, to be honest, who would? Like, I didn't believe them at all. Yo, we'll just give you all these antidotes. The game. I'm like, I don't believe you. Yeah. So good episode. Let's move on. Really, for me, the fun has only got started.
we have domestic Kanojo episode 4. Kill me.
I am okay. So first of all, I'm really mad because they introduced the guy that she's having an affair with, and I really hate that he's really hot. I need to get that out of the way.
Well, of course, he was gonna be some hot bi shonen like, oh yeah, I'm just a fucking complete Chad that just fucks every girl I see. Yeah, you know.
No, they could have easily fucked this up and like did some MC basic ass looking motherfucker, but no, they put someone really hot and he had glasses, which is like really
he looked like he walked straight out of a Shonen Ai. First of all,
so, he really did. Yeah,
he could easily be a lead in a Shonen Ai.
Definitely, but he's not. Instead, he is a no good, selfish son of a bitch. No, Dad, don't tell me. Don't get me wrong. That's where the praise ends. Like he is good looking. That's it.
So I'm gonna go into a spiel here.
Oh, I knew you were. It wouldn't be domestic not Kanojo if you didn't.
Sorry, it's gonna be another 20-minute part, maybe. I don't know, but anyway. So one of our viewers, Eddie, pointed this out last episode. So shout out to Eddie. Yeah, he had a good point in the comments where he says, you know what? Maybe I was going in a bit too hard on the last episode because she's not super manipulative. She's just kind of 20-ish and is young and stupid and naive. So she's just like,
which is what I've been trying to say. Like, she's
and I'm gonna get to that. So she's young and stupid and naive, and it's like, oh, maybe he really does care for me, and whatever. She's just gonna fall for that. And yeah, clearly this guy is like a manipulator and just
he's definitely like stringing her on.
So there's that. My rebuttal is, like I said with Shield Hero, the fact that they're stupid, it kind of makes it worse. Like I said, she's a shitty person. I'm not going to absolve her of her shittiness just because she's stupid and naive. She's still a shitty person. She's just shitty and stupid and naive.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not here to absolve her of what she's done. Like, she knows what she's doing, and she knows how that's not good. However, being introduced to this guy, I'm like, it makes sense because he's a manipulative guy who's really hot. And you know what really fucked me up? And I'm just like, once again, day one, I was a stan for Mary, and I'm a stan for Rui. Because right when he's just like, I can't believe he had the nerve to actually say like, oh, but we talked about this. It's gonna take a while before I can leave my wife. I'm like, you really have the nerve to say that in front of like your girlfriend's like brother and sister who want this to stop? Like, why? Like, it's one thing.
He was clearly trying to play them and get them riled up and shit. So.
No, I think he just didn't care, because that makes no sense to say that in front of like the siblings. Like,
I think he was trying to get Natsuo to punch him. I mean, I don't know what that would do. Like, I think that would make him look like a victim and just be like, "Oh no,
victim how?" Like,
well, if you get punched,
you got wire tossed in his face. Which was
good.
Awesome.
That was awesome. That was the best part of the episode.
Exactly,
going in. But no, I don't trust him. So I just assume.
You shouldn't. Like, usually I'm the kind of person who would tell Oni in dramas like this, like, give the person, like, try to see them for the complex character that they are. Like, in this case, no. This guy, he clearly wants to have his cake and eat it too.
And I was like, they've been dating for 2 years.
2 years? Let's talk about that. This affair has been going on for 2 fucking years. That's crazy.
I'm like, how much time does it take to leave somebody?
It doesn't. You just say, hey, I'm ending up with you. But he suffers from that whole, like, I love you, but, like, just ending my, like, it's a convenience. Like, if this little affair thing for him is convenient, basically. Mm-hmm. That's what it boils down to. And he is the one who's, like, being equally, if not more selfish than Hina.
Yeah. No, he definitely, well, even he said, he was like, oh, first off, I love that opening line. They're like, how long have you been dating? It's like, well, neither of us have really said that we were dating each other.
It kind of just happened.
It just happened.
And, like, I believe that. Like, it kind of just started, like, they're just like, oh, I like you too. And then they fucked once, and then he's like, let's fuck again. Let's do it again. Let's start going out and doing other stuff that boyfriend and girlfriend should be doing. And then she was like, oh my god, but he cares for me, and he gives me, like, the best dick ever, so...
Yeah. Before we start shitting on Hina again, because that's triggering me, but I props to Hina for breaking it off.
Mm-hmm.
That said,
she grew at the end of the episode, and she was like, "This is." But the only thing that makes me sad is that like she only did it because they're like, "Oh, this is upsetting like my whole family, yada yada yada," and I'm just like, "Bitch, how about do it because you have some self-respect for yourself? How about that?" How about that?
But also, I don't believe her. I'm not giving her the benefit of the doubt there. I feel like 10 episodes or like, well, how many episodes is this? Doesn't say. I feel like 5 episodes from now he'll be back.
Yeah, I don't think she's gone. I don't think he's gone forever, unfortunately.
Like, I don't think she's lying. Like, I think she really did break up with him, but I feel like he's also just going to show up again and be like, oh, hey, you know, I know you. I didn't know what I was saying before. I need you back in my life, and blah, 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 and she's going to fall for it.
Yup. And rip us when that happens.
But, the real star of this episode was, of course, Rui, because Rui is great.
Rui is great. Not so... once again... I tolerated him so much more this episode only because it's like you can't like I too would get angry about just the guy. He's just like so like he was just putting on like the nice guy persona a little too hard. I'm like, you like don't you have any shame in what you're doing? Like,
yeah.
Oh, like holy fuck! Like don't look at me with a smiling look on my face, like on your face, like as if like we're friends or not something. Like no, I do not like you right now.
Yeah, I was gonna go in on Natsu a bit because he did the whole like they were when they were stalking Hina. I was like, all right, they're going a little bit too hard. They stole her phone and were gonna try to call him and break up with her.
That was so funny.
It was funny. That's why I'm not going crazy. But then again, I'm like, all right, well, if it was my sister doing that, I'd probably would disrespect her boundaries too. So, I can see that.
Wait, okay, first of all, I would not be doing all that stuff. I wouldn't be like, oh my god.
I wouldn't fake call her boyfriend or something.
I wouldn't be going through her phone either. I don't have to like what you're doing, but ultimately it is your like. Let's make this very clear. What they're doing right now with this whole shit it shouldn't really happen in real life. Let's make that very clear. It should not happen in real life. Neither should, Shu cheating on his wife with the girlfriend, but more specifically, the younger brother and sister getting involved should not happen, like, at all. Like, that's...
I mean, I would. I understand Hina getting involved, because, like I said, if I don't trust this guy and he's clearly a scumbag and it's, like, my sister that I love, I'm damn well sure going to get involved in the middle of it and be like, no, you ain't
well, this. I would say they should not have gotten involved literally up until they met him. When they met him and they had that whole meeting, then all bets were off the table at that point. I'd be like, listen, you home-wrecking son of a bitch. Like, even though that's technically Hina, not him.
Yeah.
Listen, you cheating son of a bitch. Yeah, and then just the way Natsu, like, started the whole confrontation.
It looked like he was forcing himself. Maybe I was reading too much into that scene, but it was like he was trying to pretend to be a tough guy. I'm gonna pick you up, shaking and all that shit. And
he's like, whoa, hey, you're the one who's doing this with my sister. Whoa. Like, I'm like, all right, stop.
I was gonna laugh. I was like, all right, Nacho, calm down.
Exactly.
You ain't intimidating anybody.
Shout out to Marie, the owner of the place. He's like, all right, first of all, Natsu, stop. Like, stop being stupid. Let's handle this like actual civil people.
How about you don't fight in my restaurant? How about that?
Exactly. How about that, bitch? That's number one. Number two, here's some food. Well, excuse me, my employees are actually gonna watch you and and just live for the drama.
Yes.
Which is what I'm doing too. So I'm like, Marie, I'm right with you, bitch.
We're living through them. There are self-inserts into the show.
Essentially.
I also really like the scene with Rui leaving the like after she threw the water and she leaves, and you can kind of feel like her voice actor did a really good job of like conveying that the shakiness in her voice and like the anger. Like for Rui being kind of really cold in the beginning, she has I think she's displayed the most range of emotions throughout these few episodes. Like you've seen her angry, you've seen her laugh, you've seen her cry. So
yeah, you get it all with that bitch, which is why from first episode I was like, yes, Rui, I stand for you. Mm-hmm. Literally, everyone could have a bad ending except for her, and I'd be totally okay with that. Like,
still Team Rui.
Like, the best ending for me would be just like, okay, Hina dumps Shu, gets Natsuo being... That's another thing why I'm not huge on Natsuo, because I know there's a part of Natsuo where it's like, I'm still doing all of this and being all extra, not because you're my sister, it's because I low-key want to fuck you. And that still puts such a bad taste in my mouth.
My ideal ending for this would be Natsuo ends up with Rui. I'm shipping that. And then Hina
Rui's too good for him. Rui is honestly too good for him. I want Natsuo... After Hina, I want Natsuo to go for Hina. Hina's like, you're still a kid. She finds some new good hot dick that's not attached to another woman. They start dating. Natsuo's all frustrated and sad, and I don't give a fuck about him. And then Rui is just going through the motions of being a confident bad bitch girl.
Well, I want a happy ending, so I want Rui and Natsuo together. And then I want... You know what? I want some off-the-wall shit. I want Hina and his cool friend to hook up.
I actually would love that.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The end. That would be like the NTR of the year. That would be the NTR of the century. Like that would go down in history as like some of the best examples of NTR.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Do it.
And that'd be great because his friend is so much better of a character than he is.
He's actually a lot more mature too, so maybe Hina will like
that. Oh my god, he is incredible. Speaking of mature, let's move on to Boogiebop Warawanai, episode 6. There's so many like L's and W's. I mean R's and W's.
There's like a lot of repeating sounds too. It's yeah.
Yeah, that really fucks up my tongue.
Warawanai.
What I got a Petrus berry. So I said that because this episode is very much about Suema, which is like I like, but at the same time I didn't like.
She's the most boring character to me. I'm sorry. She's kind of boring.
That's what hurts me because it's like I feel like for a girl who's so insightful and smart as she is, they could do so much with that. But no, they're just like, no, she's basically going to be the mouth of exposition.
Yeah, just exposition. And this whole episode was really, really painfully slow and boring, which is, like, it's a fine line Boogiepop walks between... A lot of these other episodes have been exposition heavy and somewhat slow, but they've all had, like, those moments in them that make it worth it. Like, they've had those one or two moments where something clicks or something interesting happens, and it's like, oh, wow. This was just kind of, like, exposition in the episode, and then... it had a really... I felt like it was just explaining too much, if that makes sense. Like, it was just telling you stuff. Yeah, like, with her. It was just telling you stuff. It wasn't... Like, you weren't finding things out organically. It was just like, here's what's going on. Suema investigates the episode.
Yeah. Although I did like... Even though it was equally as boring, I did appreciate, like, the last part where she's talking to Orihara on the roof. Even though it was like, I had to watch it multiple times over just to understand what they were saying.
I like that scene because I like the way it went back and forth between her on the roof and her in the park. But that's about it. It was still
and it kind of gave a little bit of explanation into Boogiepop and who the Imaginator could be.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't give any concrete answers, so that's what makes me unsatisfied by it. Because it's like I'm like, you talked so much, and I still don't, and you haven't said anything concrete.
I felt like that conversation had a lot of like just vagueness to it, and it was just a lot of philosophizing with each other and stuff. I'm like, all right, yeah, I get the point. This is deep, but
yeah, deep stuff is deep.
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know, just this episode didn't work for me. It was just,
yeah.
Except for the beginning. The beginning was
was good because it was fighting.
It was fighting, and also I guess this guy's like what, a fucking jujitsu master or something. The main character, the main love interest of Aya.
Are you talking about like what's his name, Masaki?
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
because he was like doing fucking flying eagle kicks and.
No, it said he knows. They said that he knows martial arts from. I think
he said he knew martial arts. He didn't say he was a fucking master of martial arts.
Did you not see the part where he was taking on 3 guys by himself?
They were beating him up.
They were trying to, but he was holding his own. Like he wasn't like bleeding. Like,
I didn't know he was a fucking like literal street fighter or something. All right.
I'm just saying, if you're taking on 3 people and you're still like standing, it's not because you suck.
Well, I'm glad he has a career in UFC coming up. So.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's basically. Oh, I love how Suoma has like. I'll point out another reason why I like her is like she has like godlike like intuition apparently. Mm-hmm. I just find that really funny. She's like, oh, this picture about with snow in April. Oh, I think she said she was like, I don't like it because I think the person who painted it doesn't like people like me. Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because I think she's like. And in some ways, she might be like very much like the antithesis to the Asukai dude. Mm-hmm. Like she's very like, I believe in reality and not the supernatural.
Oh yeah, she's very grounded. She told that.
Yeah, she's incredibly grounded. She's incredibly mature, almost to the point where it's like the exposition almost ruins it for her. Because like, all right, no child. I don't care how mature and smart you are, no one is this like in deep with nature and like no, because I considered myself pretty mature at the time, and I still think I am pretty mature, but yeah, even then I was still going through adolescence. Like she literally is like, love and adolescence and all these things, all these emotions. And I'm like, you're still a child.
Yeah, she's having like deep introspective meditation and
you can't be saying these things. Can't be saying things that me myself would say.
Quoting like Kant and fucking Descartes and stuff. All right, calm down. You're not that deep. And this is one small nitpick, which is weird from me, but it's gonna be like the only time you hear me make this nitpick, so I wanted to do it. It was weird that when, Suema was spying on the teacher and he had those 2 girls come in and he did the whole Imaginator thing on them. Mm-hmm. Was there a specific reason they had to be topless? I just felt like that was gratuitous. I was like, which normally I'm fine with. I'm fine with fan service and shit, but
not in Boogiebop.
It feels weird.
Also they censor it. So it's like you can't see you just see the outline of their chest.
So I don't know. Just like okay. Whatever. Like with the whole thing, like it made sense when Aya showed up and she like exposed herself because that's just to show off how, she is. That's like her personality. But for this one, it was just like, whatever. Have the girls be topless.
Yeah, like that circle, all the girls taking off their shirts.
I felt like the show was self-aware of itself. Like, oh shit, it's been a boring episode so far. Quick, show some topless high school girls.
Yeah, make sure they don't have any nipples. They don't want to call them etchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
looking forward to the next episode because I feel like that's when shit's definitely gonna pop.
I hope it wraps up next episode. Honestly,
it will. I feel like it's going to.
All right. Next up, we have Reincarnated as a Slime, episode 17.
I liked it. I think I liked it. I'm pretty sure I liked it. I did like it. It's very par for the course when it comes to Reincarnated as a slime. Milim was definitely the glue that held this episode together.
I don't want to go too far into the future because we're going to cover the next episode next week. But I did happen to see the new episode today, and trust me, Milim is the glue that holds this whole arc together. Because the less nice way of saying that is, this episode's kind of boring if you take out Milim. And I think that's...
I was trying to not say it like that, but alright. They need setup. God, they want this to be funny.
I get that they need setup, but I feel like the other setup episodes are still entertaining. Like, everything that was entertaining about this episode was just the Milim scenes. And even then, I feel like a lot of this was rushed. So, first off, opening the scene where Milim's new outfit is great. I love it. 10 out of 10 outfit. Second off, the scene with her punching the fucking other guys that come from the other demon lord was gold. Just seeing her try to beg for head pats and affection, and then when she doesn't get it, she kicks the dude and like is gonna beat the shit out of him. Love me or I'll kill him. Give me lunch.
Oh goddamn! I can't eat because of you. Time to die.
So yeah, she's hands down my favorite character at this point. But yeah, the rest of the episode, Gopta got to kill a giant spider.
That would have been cool if you saw it, but
no.
Yeah, right now. Yom being a dick, that was slightly entertaining.
Yeah, he's interesting. My one gripe is, again, like, I don't like the way everything just falls into place for Rimuru. Like, just, this army of people is just now on my side. These humans that were coming here to investigate because they like me, you know. I had a good... Well, first off, his plan was kind of cool. It was kind of a good plan. With his whole, you guys can take the credit. Just that way they trust me more. But still, just seeing them like, oh, we swear allegiance to you now. We're all on your side.
Yeah,
that's all it took.
When he was like, can we call you Rimuru, Lord Rimuru? I'm like, really?
I'm like,
really?
All right, this is some crazy... Like, even Ainz has to try harder than this.
Yeah, this is a bit much.
Like, who's next in line to suck off Rimuru? And I know that the last episode was kind of the same thing with Milim just being like, oh, we're besties now, and we're going to be together forever, and I'm totally betraying my demon alliance to be with you. But
which he didn't even do. Which he technically didn't even do.
Yeah, like... Well, with her, at least it was funny. It was like, oh, okay, she's funny. And she came over because she liked the honey and they're good friends. All right, cool. At least it's entertaining. This was just straight up, pull down your pants, I'm sucking your dick now because the plot demands that I side with you in this upcoming arc.
Yes, the plot demands a sacrifice.
So, I'm interested in the other demon lord with his, like, army of Harlequin demons.
You know why I'm sighing?
Why?
Because I'm just like, we have one more anime to talk about. Unless you have anything more to say about...
Man, you're really shafting Reincarnated as a slime right now.
No, because there's nothing really to say. Like, I really have nothing to say. Like, you said everything that it's a bunch of setup. Milim was funny. Yada, yada, yada. No one else was. Except for Yom. He had his
Man, if you got nothing to say about this episode, I can't wait to see your response next week. Let's move on.
Yikes.
Next week's going to be like a 5-second review of Reincarnated Slime. Let's move on to Aru Majitsu no Index, episode 17.
Okay, so this time, this is one of those episodes where it's like, I kind of don't know what's going on, but it's okay because a lot of fighting's happening. So
it's funny you say that because I found out a good way to watch Index, which is just stop caring. Like if I'm putting this show in the same level of mindset that I have when I was watching Gin no Guardian. Just literally, I'm going to this show and all I want to see is action and cute girls, and that's it. That's all I care about now because I
Okay,
stopped
but to be
sense.
fair, this stuff has better action and cute.
Oh yeah, no, this is literally a Hollywood version of Gin Guardian. Like Gin Guardian was a C film that was done by a bunch of high schoolers on like a shoestring budget, and this is that, but done by fucking what's his name, Michael Bay or something. Is this like Michael Bay and M. Night Shyamalan made Gendo Guardian? Is what you get.
That's so funny because I actually could see that. But yeah, it was just a lot of good fighting just across the board.
Well, we gotta turn our brain really low for this. Like, fighting was good.
I know,
girl, good episode.
I'm trying. So apparently, Dragon. They probably reveal what Dragon is, and it's apparently an artificial angel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Whatever.
The laser lady appears again.
Oh, that was so fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that. I hated that. Alright, that one actively pissed me off. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand. First off, why is she alive? That was just that whole scene. Now I'm riled up. That whole scene was like the Terminator. Am I wrong for thinking that was just a ripoff of the Terminator? Like, it felt like I was watching the Terminator. She just comes back out of nowhere. No explanation needed. She just survives somehow. She's like a fucking cyborg with her scythe arm and robot eye, and it suddenly turns into like a slasher film where she's just following Hamazura around, and he has to kill her 5 different, like, he literally blows her up, and she's like, that does not hurt me, I am a Terminator, and then he has to fucking go into some rocket ship and turn on all the fucking blasters and incinerate her, and I'm still expecting her to show up next episode, like fucking Jason or something. Like, no, that was a whole bullshit scene. I don't even know why she's chasing him. What was the reason she's suddenly homicidal and wants to kill all her friends again? Like, weren't they all on the same team?
First of all, she was that. First of all, at some point before she died, well, quote unquote died, she definitely had a mental. Like, she definitely was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill whatever. I'm like a crazy, scary bitch, whatever. That's like my explanation. I'm sticking to it, basically. And then she yeah, her ability is like really strong. Like anything that can manipulate matter down to like a molecular level, like, is stupid. Crazy powerful.
Okay, but how does that help her survive without an arm and with a robot eye?
Oh, because the government like just were like, oh, well, you need you alive, so we're going to make you into like this monster. That I'm sure fucked with her head, and then she's like, well, the government sent me to kill you, Hamazura. Which, by the way, I'm so happy they're giving Hamazura more like.
Oh yeah, no, he's. I think he's become my favorite now, even more so.
No, I already said from last episode, I like him more than Toma, 100%.
Me too. But I think he surpassed Accelerator now for me. Like, he's just my favorite.
Yeah, because he's just, I don't know, he's cool, but yeah, he doesn't have bullshit arm. Like, it's either just luck or something else, and they're just like, I don't know, they had a weird way to explain his existence as like, he's not, like, you know, Toma's level 0, but we can't even quantify this guy, like, for some reason or another. And so he's like an anomaly of some sort, and they're like, we need to kill him, because, like, we don't know what the fuck his problem is. I don't know, I just think that's cool. Like, he's an anomaly with, like, no powers.
I also love that he's the only one with an active romance story, like, happening.
Yes! Oh my god, I love that too. Where he, like, him and, something Kitsubo.
Yeah.
I forgot to say her name.
I gave up on these names. Unless your name is Stephanie Gorgeous Palace, I ain't remember.
Shout out to that fight too, because homegirl who who speaks with that funny accent. Mm-hmm. She was cool too. Kinohara, that's her name. She was like,
just it's a small group, but they're the best. Kinohara, Hamazura, and his girl are the best.
Was it Matsukitsubo? Yeah. No, see, and I have to look at it and say the name, or else it's gonna bother me. Hold on. To the notebook. To the handy dandy notebook. Takitsubo.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad he has his love interest and is actually going places, unlike...
Yep, I can't wait till she dies.
Let's not say that. She's gonna live.
Oh, yeah, she's like, oh, I just want to be with you. I'm like, oh, God, I literally can hear the death flags.
Other than all of that, Accelerator's fight against the Angel was kind of just stupid. I
wish it went on a little bit longer, even though...
I feel like all the fights were short. Like, except for the Ueno fight, they were all really short. They were just like, bah, boo. Like, an Aztec fight was just like, I made some bullshit symbol on the ground with my blood, therefore I win.
Yeah. That's... Yeah, I don't know why they keep doing that. Like... Why can't... Once again, why do they always do this, too. They're just like, let's have these let's have these really 5-second fights. But I'm just like, it has a lot of stuff happening. So it's like, I'm like, once again... Yeah, I think my expectations are just lowered at this point.
Yeah, and as much as I'm ragging on it, my expectations are a lot lower, too. I enjoyed it. It might have to do with the fact that I watched it after Boogiebop Phantom, so it's like, oh my god, this is a masterpiece.
Wow, that must be like a breath of fresh air.
It was just like, whew, I needed this. Yeah, I especially like the ending. Them all going to Russia, I guess. Like, they're all just headed there, and there's gonna be like this giant ass fight.
And then Toma just walking with a scarf. God, maybe next episode we find out that he just froze to death because he's stupid. And they could just
I can't wait for Misaka to somehow end up in Russia. Like, she's on vacation. She's on a school trip in Russia, and just like, I could help, but like World War III is gonna break out, and she's just gonna be like, Toma's got this. I don't want to get in his way.
Yeah, this food's delicious.
He has to prove himself.
Yeah, he could have something to prove, huh?
Yeah. And I also like the parallel between Last Order and Index both being in danger, and that's why their respective guardians are going out to save them.
Yeah.
So, cool parallel. Can't wait to see World War III. I'm so glad my brain is off for this show so I can actually enjoy all the pretty colors and the pretty girls when they show up in a big-ass fight.
Yeah, like, I only try as hard to understand stuff as much as I need to. Like, yeah, essentially. Like, the most I give myself credit for understanding is how, like, Accelerator beats Koga, and Accelerator is like, my staff is a jammer, so you can't actually...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't.
So I'm actually jamming your signal, actually. I'm jamming your jammer.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, alright, that's kind of convoluted, but okay, sure, whatever. I jammed your jam.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works.
I was waiting for, like, I jammed your jammer's jammer. Yeah, now what? Well, guys, if you enjoyed these pretty boys and the pretty colors on screen, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing so you catch all of our podcast episodes.
The pretty boys.
Woo! We're not. Anyway. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch. We are definitely streaming on Twitch now. Actually going to be streaming Resident Evil 2 starting now, actually. So make sure you follow us there and join the party over at our Discord because it is diggity dope. And if you want to go that extra mile, see, I remember that. If you want to go the extra mile, donate on our Patreon like these lovely people up here who make this show possible. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to add?
You know, sometimes, guys, you just have to ask yourself, is the anime worth the brain power? And in most cases, the answer is no.
Yep. Sounds like a plan to me.
Mm-hmm.
This has been Soberoni and
Droovy Doo.
And we'll see you guys next week. Later.
Bye.